Hi guys and welcome back to my channel. I do apologise for like the background staticky type of noise. My computer is like 50 million years old and I kind of need it up to look at my like top, so you're kind of gonna have to deal with it. Usually I would turn it off if I was recording, but today we didn't do that, sorry. I'm also here looking like a 50-year-old gran. It's now the vibe I'm going with, so you're gonna have to deal with it. Today's video we are finally exploring my top 39 of the Eurovision Song Contest 2021. If you haven't seen my 2019 top, this is going to be kind of similar to that, but I'm gonna just try and keep it short because that video turned out to be like 50 minutes and no one would watch it. We're gonna start. In place 39 I have Poland. I just get the ick with this song. See, when it comes on Spotify, no, I skip it. I cannot do it. If you've ever had the ick with a guy, this is so weird to compare it to. It's like that. It's not good, you know, and I cannot listen to it. It's my one skip of the year, and that's that. Place 38 is Portugal. This was definitely not worth breaking its Portuguese language streak for this. I don't think this is going to qualify. I can appreciate it. I don't skip it, which is massive for me. If I skip it, I absolutely cannot stand it. Poland. It's quite nice to have as like a contrast to everything else. In place 37 we have Denmark. I don't know, I just can't gel with this song. I appreciate it when it's on and then I'm just like, I kind of give it pointers for it being in Danish, but I think that's it. It's like 80s, it's bringing something different this year and I very much appreciate that, so I don't despise it. But again, it's kind of like Portugal, it's kind of just there and it's something different to break up from everything else. 36 is Georgia. Kind of just began falling as I started rearranging this top. This little section here, these three countries, are like the section of something different that breaks up from everything and I don't hate it. It's just there. Yeah, nice. I said it reminded me of Disney. Kind of still feel like that, but yeah. I just feel like compared to last year, I kind of vibed with this song more last year. Even though I didn't realise it at the time, I definitely did. And I kind of missed it. I missed that vibe from him this year. 35 is Norway. On the bright side, this was last for me when it was chosen. I kind of like it. Fallen Angel for me has been on like a roller coaster. Hated it at first, couldn't stand it, and now I'm in a position where I'm like, okay, I can kind of start vibing with it. I don't hate it as much anymore. Do I still think it's kind of generic? Yes, but I do like it. Like I said, this is where I'm getting to the point where I'm like, right, these songs really start getting into the back of my head, or there's just something about them I love. 34 is North Macedonia. I just love the musical theatre Broadway vibe of this. This is like in my heart what I love about music, just the drama. I love it. His voice with it builds really nicely. I love it. It makes my heart warm and fuzzy. No, I can't even say I like this better than last year. Can I? I think they're on like the same level. I think by the end of it, both of these entries kind of just started falling because other songs rose up. Like both of his entries, they kind of just did that. But I do like both of them, you know what I mean? It's there, but it's just not what 2019 North Macedonia was for me. 33 is Austria. This has been stuck in my head. Actually, both amens have been stuck in my head the last like 2 days. I've been singing the chorus of Austria in my head at work, and I've also just been singing the Hallelujah bit from Slovenia at work. I actually kind of like Austria more than I thought I was going to when I first heard it. I will say it's not as amazing as his entry last year. I loved his song last year. It really grew on me and it got up there on my top. It doesn't stand at the same level. I think if they staged this really well, it could actually be quite a moment on stage. I think it's definitely obviously different from what he did last year. I like the artists who have done like the complete 180. I did almost say 360 and that would not have made sense. 32 is Estonia. That was my one skip last year. I could not stand it, but I kind of like his entry this year. It's growing on me. I listened to it when it's on my Spotify, which is a big improvement from last year. Could not stand that song and now I like this one. It's a big improvement from last year for me. And let's move on to the other Amen. 31 is Slovenia. This has like weirdly grown on me. I think this was quite low when I first heard it, but see, singing Hallelujah in work, it gets it stuck in your head and I just start singing the song. Anna is an amazing vocalist and she, well, slayed this live. I think this could have really nice staging as well to complement it. The drama of this brings it for me. Belgium is my 30th. Do I think The Wrong Place is an upgrade from Release Me? Yes. I cannot put it higher because as much as I like it when I listen to it, I don't see this amazing song that a lot of other people see with it. It is definitely not the classic Eurovision song and it is different. If Belgium nails this live, it will go up 100% because I do like the song. Again, it's very mysterious, dark. If she plays it off really well live as well, I think this will be a moment. 29. This is a lot higher than genuinely what I thought this was going to be when it first released. Germany. This has become my fucking guilty pleasure of the year because see, when this comes on, it never gets skipped. It gets listened to and it gets sung to. It's got this charm to it. Even when I heard it for the first time, I wasn't hating it. It had this small bit of me very much hooked and it kept coming with every listen. All I'm gonna say on that, I genuinely love it. It is my, not even my guilty pleasure because I've just admitted I love it. I stan this song as just a whole package. It's so different and the way it breaks down as well is just something I love. It actually makes me smile just thinking about it and then obviously when I hear it I'm like yes. God, 2014 me would hate this song. How the times change, eh? 28 is Moldova. I'm sorry, I think I now have a genuine hate towards the 3-hour song reveal for a fucking music video. Who thought that was a good idea? Anyway, this has just dropped down on my list. As much as I like it, I was very disappointed with it when it was first revealed. I expected so much more. I don't know if that was the disappointment and hatred towards that 3-hour song reveal, but I was just disappointed by what I heard. I think a lot of people loved it on first listen. It took me a couple of listens to really be like, alright, yeah, but this is not my like slut pop banger. It's not my like I'm gonna keep saying my slut pop banger of the year. This has been going lower down because any performance she has done has been lip synced and it's just so awkward. It makes me doubt whether this will come across live and I'm just disappointed it wasn't as Maruv-esque as I wanted it to be. 27 is Azerbaijan. This song, I think I'm also very disappointed by this. I didn't expect such a harsh copy and paste. I understand why a lot of people genuinely love this and think it is going to do well. It has the same feel as Cleopatra. I think there's a lot of instrumental breaks in it and maybe that was strategic to really do really great choreography and bring a show. We have yet to see. It's not a bad song at all. Definitely not Azerbaijan's worst entry at all. Does it live up to the hype of Cleopatra? I don't think as much. 26 is Albania. This was not on my radar until the revamp and then the revamp came and I was like, oh yeah, this is a song that still exists. The revamp really brought this back to my attention. With this, no, this is not a Balkan ballad. We don't have a Balkan ballad this year. We don't have a Balkan ballad this year. Offended? I actually can't believe we don't have a Balkan. This is gonna go on forever now, so I'm gonna cut that off. This needs to be staged really well. I think Albania, are also quite hit or miss with their staging. Hope they keep it up because the revamp really helped this song for me. 25 is Spain. I do love a Spanish ballad. I love my ballads so much. Like, when you think of Chloe, I feel like the first thing you think of is her crying to a ballad. Please validate that in the comments because I feel like that's just true. What do they do with it live? How do they elevate it? Because it's a good song on its own merit, and on the stage I think just that elevation will help it even more. I do like it. It's a really nice, pleasant listen when you hear it, and I just don't feel like skipping it because it's one of the few, far and few ballads we have, and I love a good ballad. 24, Ukraine. I don't remember where this was prior to the revamp. I feel like maybe it's now on par to where it was prior revamp, because at first the revamp, oh, I did not like it. I couldn't stand that new revamp, and then I kept listening to it and I was like, right, okay, I'm used to it now. I still like this song. It is good. It deserves to qualify. I hope it qualifies so that like countries like Ukraine and Russia, which we'll talk about in a bit later, don't stop sending this type of song, like their own sound, you know? I feel like if it failed to qualify, it would be very much a, oh, this doesn't come across well, let's never send this again, which is definitely not the case because it's such a good song and it's something so different for Eurovision. I'm glad I warmed to the revamp so much because it's now like, yes. 23 is Ireland. This has dropped, I think. It's kind of now just sitting there for me. I still like it, do not get me wrong, I'm not saying I hate it, God forbid the Irish come for me. Something about it doesn't have that like, yes, that instant like pull towards it like when I first heard it. I think it's because maybe I've listened to it a lot now, and whilst I still love it, that love has kind of diminished. I've went to other songs, okay, I've went to other songs. I think this will kind of depend on how it's staged as well, because I think Ireland kind of, they either do staging really well, as we have seen with 2018, or they bring a milkshake bar onto stage and a hot air balloon. I do like it. It has just fallen, sadly. That's the nature of having 39 songs. You can like oh so many of them and want to put oh so many of them into your top 10, but you cannot do that because numbers. 22 is Latvia. I love hearing it. See, when it comes on Spotify, I'm like, yes, this is my moment. I love this song. Fantastic. It's very polarizing. I think I said that initially. I can see it really going either way. And if it has some really epic staging, I think it could do quite well, but I think this is one kind of teetering on the edge, and we'll have to wait until May to see potentially how it will do. 21 is the UK. I wish I could pop this into like my top 20 or even higher. We're now getting to the point where I'm struggling to kind of rank them. And because I'm struggling to rank them, I want all these countries in my top 10. I just physically cannot do that, and the UK is just one of them. I love Embers, do not get me wrong. I stan Embers. I love our song this year. I'm actually quite proud. I think no matter what, I will be proud of James this year, wherever he comes. I'm not even like intrigued. I just am so excited to see what he's been working on for the staging, for the song. I just know it'll make me proud as a Brit. 20 is the Netherlands. I have grown to love this so much. I think it's so beautiful and unique and different, and that's what gravitates me towards it. See, when it comes on, I pay attention for those 3 minutes, but I think it's quite a nice transition to grow. If you think about it, I remember seeing a tweet that he's done all this growing and he's learned to finally embrace his culture, embrace himself, embrace how he grew up, if you get what I mean. Genuinely listening to Birth of a New Age warms my heart, and it is 3 minutes I want to listen to every single time, all the way throughout. 19 is Israel. The revamp did this justice for me. This was so much slower before the revamp because it fell off the radar. Her whistle tones, those fucking whistle tones, killed me when I heard it. Kind of like the more urban feel, the the bridge gets. It has raised its chances of qualifying, at least in my eyes. I think a lot of people again are very on two sides of this revamp. It's one of those songs that has now went through two revamps, so there's been 3 different versions of the song. This is Kamama 2021, but I really like it. The revamp has massively improved this for me, and the revamp is now out on Spotify, so it's fantastic. 18 is Cyprus. I like it, but it's not to bring back the phrase, my slut pop banger of 2021. Cyprus, I mean, this will bring it live. I don't doubt it. I think this could somehow do really well, but for me there are other songs which I want to put in my top 10 more than El Diablo right now. You can't help but listen along. Like, you cannot help but sing and dance to El Diablo, right? It's just a class banger. Why the fuck did I think slut pop banger would be the slogan of this video? How does one inch out of this catchphrase? 17, San Marino. I can tell you now this was way higher up when it was first released. I just think, unless Florida is literally on that stage, which we will not know until May, but I think just it's fallen because it's not my slut pop banger of 2021. I'm going with this now, aren't I? Asking the non-existent audience, I'm going with it. Is it a bad song? No. But do I think it is going to win, despite my £5 bet on it? No. That is £5 I am never getting back. I don't think it is going to win, sadly, as much as I would fucking love it and live for it. I just think initially I overhyped this way too much for myself, and because of that it has fallen. 16 is Russia. I fucking love this. It is so different, like I've said, for Russia. I appreciate it so much. I appreciate them doing something different. I mean, it is just not the cookie cutter that we expect from them. Again, this is similar to Ukraine, like I said. I would be very upset if this didn't qualify for the reason of, because of so much shit that she has been getting herself for being chosen for the song itself. It would feel like such a bad ending for her. It would actually hurt to not see her qualify, but in the same sense as Ukraine, it would be such a shame if this didn't qualify, because I think that would shut the door of this type of music ever going to Eurovision again for Russia. For them exploring that more traditional influenced style. I love Russian women, and it is such a banger. This will be, again, a moment on stage. I think she could very easily translate what she did in the Russian national final over and just elevate it way more, and it will be amazing. I will say though, live version is 1000% better. 15 is Iceland. This has actually massively grown on me a lot more than I thought it was going to. I love this now. This has overtaken Think About Things for me, but that was not hard to do in the first place because I initially liked this more than Think About Things. I find myself actually singing this one as well. I think it's just, it gets stuck in my head and then I can't get it out, and I'm like, yes, why is this not being hyped up more? See, when I say this, like, this is going to make no sense. I did not like Think About Things last year, but I could see it as a winner. I can't see 10 years as a winner. I think the public love for the group in just general is still going to be there. I think that's going to be a huge part of their result. I think it will be like, oh, I remember their song from last year, this one's very similar, and they'll flock towards it, the general public, and it will be shown in its result. I think this will still do very well. It can contend for the win. I think About Things would have won last year, 100%, and I cannot say that I see 10 years doing the same thing. I know that does not make any sense in the world, but to me it does. 14 is Croatia. Yes, okay. Croatia giving me a slut... No, is Croatia a slut pop banger? That's up for you to decide. I'll leave that one to you. It's definitely a banger in its own right. The Croatian verse hits different. See, when it comes on, I've had to genuinely find a Eurovision 2021 playlist that has the Dora version, because hearing the entire thing in English, it doesn't sound right. It does not hit the same. It hits different, but not in a good way. The Croatian verse, adds everything I've ever wanted to it. And to know it will still be there in Rotterdam is heartwarming, okay? She brings it live and it will translate well on stage. She looks gorgeous. I stan the, what was it, like the bright eyeliner in Dora. Yes, I love it. It's very different for Croatia. Like I said initially, wouldn't expect it, but I love it. I hope this does well for Croatia. If not, I don't know what the fuck is wrong with Europe. 13 is France. I'm just gonna say this isn't as high as a lot of people might think this would be. This has dropped for me. I could see it doing really well. A lot of people are saying this is a contender for the win. I do believe it could be a contender for the win. Part of me is thinking it's not going to be a ballad that wins this year, because we had Arcade in 2019 and the shit year we've had. I don't think people would genuinely want a ballad to win, which is where the likes of Iceland come in and other songs which we will talk about. If this does not do top 10 overall, it will be a crime to humanity. For me personally, it's not in my top 10 because again there's like 500 million songs I want in there, but if it's not in there it will be such a shock. Again, it's how people perceive it on the night that will determine how this does, because I think this is one that can go either way of, oh this is beautiful, or oh this is sad. I want a upbeat slip pop banger to win. This probably should be in the top 5 overall this year. I just don't know if it's going to get there. Serbia is my 12 and it is my slip pop banger of the fucking year. Local bitch! Know when you have a song that makes you just feel yourself when you hear it, and you're like, yes, I could give you a 3-minute performance of this right now and I'm going to do it into my mirror. I'm not saying I did that. Yes, if this delivers live like I want it to, I would be shocked if it didn't do well, you know, if it does come together live. I don't know how they'll do it live though, that's the thing, we haven't seen, at least with last year we saw like the national final performance, we kind of knew, well, this is how it could be staged, okay. This year we're going in blind, we don't know, but I think it'll be a very similar vibe to what Hasta La Vista would have been. And I'm just looking forward to it. I'm looking forward to the sass, to the energy that will be brought in this 3-minute package. Just missing out on my top 10 in 11th place is Finland. I moved this. This was, right before I filmed this video, latching on my top 10. I love Finland. I love the rock that we're getting this year. I did not give 2014 Finland the love it deserved back then. I mean, I was 12, I was basically an infant. But me as a almost 19-year-old, Jesus fucking Christ, I appreciate music so much more and different genres of music so much more, which is why I love Finland. Oh, if this does not qualify, I will be raging. It just needs to do well, okay? I mean, they can't put their middle fingers up, but it's fine. I will do it for you. I still love it, and it's a testament to how much, like, my top 10 changes on a regular. My 10th place, I was like, no, I need my now 10th place, it has to just be in there. So let's move on to my 10th place, my top 10. My first point goes to the Czech Republic. I'm sorry. Oh my god. Why do I say it like that? It has to be my top 10. I couldn't let this slip out because I love this song. It is the feel-good joy that I want out of a song after this year that we've had, after the shitty year that we've had. This is what I want in a song to lift me out of that. People are forgetting, and people are highly underrating Czech Republic this year. Did we all forget how Benny Crystal performs? The energy, did we forget that? Because I didn't. I remember the Vidbeer performance last year, and I know he's gonna bring it this year, and I think a lot of people are forgetting that. I think the Czech Republic have really found their groove in Eurovision. From 2009, taking that long break to coming back in 2015. They didn't qualify in 2015, but they fucking should have, and that's all I'll say on that. They qualified for the first time in 2016 with the big ass ballad, and we stand that. I stand by that. I hate myself. And then with Lie to Me, I mean, I think we all know how much I love Lie to Me. They've just grown so much, and they have become a country to deliver, and it always makes me kind of excited for what they're gonna bring every year. My 9th place is Lithuania. This has just It's not dropped that far, because this was my winner for so bloody long. For it to only drop 8 places is not bad. This, again, because it has been out for so long, has dropped as a subsequent consequence. This has that first initial listen, watch, impact, and it is, I wouldn't count Lithuania out. I think people are just, again, underrating it because it has been out for so long, and we're forgetting how we felt about it when we first heard it. There's the possibility they will still be in the race this year. I love it. I just love how it is on brand for them. It's like on fire, but let's make it discotheque. Let's have a bit of fun with it. And bringing that unique staging again, I love it. Like, it's iconic in its own word. I don't need to over gush about it. 8th place is Greece. Stefania had a glow up between Supergirl and Last Dance. I loved Supergirl, I will say. I was not amongst the Supergirl haters. But Last Dance is just, it's like you took Supergirl and you matured it. It's such a modern pop song, and it's going to have that appeal to people. This is what I want in a song, and I love it, and I love Stefania's voice in it, and I think she will bring a lot of energy and personality to it on the stage. But I do love it. It is so good. 7th is Sweden. I kind of just stopped doing points, didn't I? This is probably the highest a Swedish entry has been for me in maybe years. I can't even begin to think how many years. I can't say much more. I think a lot of people are underrating this, forgetting that juries love Sweden. This has a message. It will appeal to people. I don't know. I mean, I did say don't count them out of a win. I don't know how right I will be about that, but I think a lot of people are just forgetting it's Sweden. But it's actually a good song this year, so I'm not mad about it. 6th is Australia. I'm so nervous for this one. As you can see, it is quite high in my top. However, I have doubts and fears about this not qualifying, because it is so different for Eurovision. It can go either way, and it's making me nervous as we slowly get to May. I would hate if this was Australia's first non-qualification. When we had Don't Come Easy, and I'm sorry, when we had that live performance of We Got Love, if this was Australia's first non-qualification, I will actually rage and be very upset, because it does not deserve to be. I understand a lot of people might not like the style of music and it might not be their cup of tea. That's all I can kind of say right now, is I'm scared about this not qualifying. I love this. Like I said, I love how video game girl power it feels, which is like weird, but I just love it. I grew up with my dad playing Final Fantasy and games like that, but I think that's why part of me loves this song, because I feel like it gives me that vibe. In 5th place is Romania. I have fears about Romania also not qualifying, because apparently it's forgettable. I hope the staging is powerful and memorable and brings that message, but the fact like my 6th and 5th, I'm scared that they won't qualify, does not bode well for me. It's kind of a bit scary. I love Amnesia for the message. Roxanne's voice will, live anyway, will just portray all the emotion of this song, but you can hear it in the studio track too. I think a lot of people just aren't talking about it enough. In my 4th place is Italy. I love this. This, I think a lot of people are kind of like, on it. I think a lot of people are kind of counting it out from winning for some reason. I think this will shock in Rotterdam. I think this should really do really well. I think this should be one of the ones in the top 10. I think a main part of this will be how it comes across on stage. I don't see any doubt that this shouldn't do well. Again, I don't have much to say now, because I think I expressed a lot of it in my initial reaction about how much I love this song. It's one of those songs I love to listen to again and again. Getting my 8 points, my 3rd place this year is Bulgaria. Bulgaria just hits in the feels every time I hear it. I think a lot of people are counting this out. This is better than Tears getting sober for me. I love Tears. Oh no, I'm gonna cry. I don't want to cry. Growing Up is getting old just tops it in so many ways. The message, it feels more like Victoria, and this could be staged really beautifully. I think this could very much be that dark horse that no one kind of thinks about because they're all still butthurt Imaginary Friend didn't win. When they took the 2-year break between 2014 and 2015, they took that 2-year break and they came back. They have been strong since, you can't deny that. And this is just another one in the repertoire. I can't see this doing badly. Like, I genuinely can, because I think juries will appreciate this, and you'll have that niche of public like myself who really like the song, who really like the message. And I think, I don't know, it's got that just magical feel of it. And again, the nostalgia element of it. I just can't see it doing badly. In my second place, getting my 10 points. This might shock you because you would think this would be my first, but it got pipped quite recently. It's Switzerland. I bit the bullet and moved them down to second. Is a masterpiece, okay? I'm scared. I did watch the performance he did in Spain, I think. Kind of scared about how they're going to stage this, because I didn't see this being like a song behind the piano like it was performed in Spain. I'm just getting worries about this, which is never really nice. But I obviously think this will do well. I'm just unsure actually. I mean, there is the possibility it will win because it's honestly winner vibes is what I got from it when I first heard it. One of the 2, I think, songs, like I said, I got winner vibes from. I love the song, do not get me wrong, and just because it's my second doesn't mean I don't think it's going to win. It has a big possibility of that happening. It's very much like arcade. You need to see how this is going to be staged to understand its chances. I thought arcade could really do it, but 2019 had a couple of strong hitters and its staging really cemented its chances. I think Switzerland this year is going to be that arcade, and whether it succeeds and wins, we will see. But like I said, I'm not too sure it will be a ballad winner. Considering 2 of my top 3 are ballads, that makes 0 sense. And my number 1, I think you have figured it out, my 12 points goes to Malta. I will say this now actually, I rewatched my old junior tops from 2015. Like, Destiny wasn't my first, and I kind of knew that. I knew exactly who my first was, but I don't think I rated her as high as I would now. She is the queen. This is her world and I am just living in it. Destiny has huge chances to win in May, and I think this will again highly depend on its staging. This is like my one where I'm like, oh no, how are they going to attempt this? How are they going to stage this? I'm sitting here stressing my nut out. God, it had winner vibes all over it when I first heard it. The message in this day and age, amazing. The song as well is amazing. And we cannot count out Destiny's performance skills. I think a lot of people forget it. If you have not watched, I'm sorry, I'm going to recommend this again. If you have not watched her junior Eurovision performance in 2015, please go watch it, because you will see how amazing of a performer she is. Not just like actually singing the song, but feeling the song and bringing it to life. And no doubt in 6 years, she has learned how to do that even more. I loved All of My Love last year, right? But it did not feel like a Destiny song. Comparing it to her junior Eurovision song, it didn't feel like her. It felt like a song written for Eurovision and she was like, oh, I'll take it. This year, it feels right. It feels like a Destiny song and it's got the package. I think a lot of people are not too sure if it's going to win because of how different it is, but there's a lot of songs like that this year. It is a very open contest, and I'm not saying she will be the winner, but she has huge chances of being that final winner. The song for herself, her performance skills, for everything, it just tops all the songs this year. And when I need that pick me up, Je me casse is the song for me. that's what my top looks like this year. It was not going to be a long video, but it turned out to be a long video, so okay. Let me know what your top is looking like down in the comments below. This is what mine looks like. Give your opinions on it. Hate on me for some of the positions. I don't mind. I will take all the criticism and brush it off because this is my opinion. I have the right to that opinion, and that's that. Thank you so much for the support you've been showing me. Please like the video if you liked it, subscribe to the channel and hit that notification bell so you get notified, and follow me on my social media because I'm quite active on my Instagram and more my Twitter now. I'm kind of getting back onto it, and my TikTok just has a shit ton of bad content. I'll see you guys in the next video. Take care, stay safe, and I love you guys. Mwah. Bye.